Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Max Payne 3 on old school difficulty without the use of restorative items, and this is the first clue of 5 on this chapter. It's the chopper that was used in the nightclub raid, and sometimes the things that stare you right in the face are the things that go unnoticed, and that was one of them for me. We're currently on chapter 5, and on my hardcore run I did put the titles in the but like the titles of the chapters, I would put those in my titles, but I'm not doing it this time just because there's not enough room. But I do really like the titles in this game, and I just wanted to know that, or note, oh, this part's kind of funny. So you could shoot the block behind the right front tire, and it will do a kind of a stealth situation. But if you alert them, you're going to have some more enemies here, and the only reason I'm being loud about this is because I wasn't on my last guide, and I'm just trying to do things a little bit differently. There aren't too many guys, though. So if you don't make any noise and you allow the 2 guys that were over to the left on the truck, they will finish their business and then walk over to where you are and spot you. So this is a finished section now. I do want to make sure the voice recorder is going good. There might be some live commentated sections in this guide. I just don't know yet, but I don't think there will be, to be honest, because I like the setup for that. Maybe in a better environment as well too, because it's almost the end of August, but it's not the end of summer. Summer sometimes lasts well into September, unfortunately. And in this area there's going to be another clue, and I won't be collecting the golden guns on here. I'm not using free aim. Somebody was asking about that. I'm not using, or excuse me, I am using free aim. I'm not using the assisted aim or the soft or hard aim or whatever it's called. And I don't think they let you use that on hardcore, but since this is just a more casual approach to playing the game as far as selecting the chapters, they don't restrict it. The ransom note, excuse me, is the second of the 5 clues, and I don't know why I'm getting the clues. I enjoy the extra fleshed out story that you get via those clues. So they put you to the dogs right there with those 3 guys, and if you want to, you can, like when he opens the garage door, you can fall back a little bit and head over to the left where there's some cover, and there's a handgun over there too. So we're just inching our way forward here. This is a section that sometimes gave me some trouble, and this game reminds me of Uncharted in a lot of respects, but this game is just nowhere near as hard as Crushing was. I remember some just hellish situations on all of those games. It doesn't even matter which one it was. Like the one that stood out in the first game was, I think it was on chapter 4, where you're in the jungle and you can climb the chopper rope at some point, and then you come back down and then there's just a bunch of pirates. But it was last night where I mentioned this before, I was trying to ascertain where all of my storage was being used up. Over here there's a gas cylinder on top of that that piece of machine, what is it? Some kind of a forklift or something. It's out of range right now, but you can actually use that. But I was trying to ascertain where all my data was going, and I used a program to track some stuff down, but it just didn't help me. So I thought to myself just to start browsing around, And I actually looked up one video. I was trying to see how much room Sony Vegas takes up. If you don't know what that is, it's a video rendering and editing software suite that, I suppose if you don't have many scruples, you could just get it for free, but I paid like $500 for it several years ago. And I went into, the program was storing all the temporary files for that program on my hard drive, and some of these files I recognized the titles as the titles that I was using for well, let me talk about this real quick. Investigating the camcorder is one of the clues. You could also watch the TV. I was really having fun watching the TV in this game because it goes to like news programs and sports and weather and even a little animated thing at one point. I did want to look at this. Look at this. See that? Look at right there on the stairs. If you probably missed it because things are happening too fast, but I shot the gas cylinder, and during the cutscene you could see that it was flaring and ready to erupt in the cutscene. Like, the weapons that you're holding, they carry over through the cutscenes in this game. It's just incredible amount of detail and polish. So if you missed that, just check it out. It was on the staircase that I shot it right before the cutscene happened, and it just carried through right to the cutscene. Like, not many games would have that. Not even many like brand new games would have that. So coming in here now, there's the photo, the Bronco family photo, and I think we're just ready to get a couple more clues here. Watch out for these guys here. Two guys outside, and then you'll go inside and do another battle. But I was looking at the file where all of the files were being placed by Sony Vegas, and I recognized a lot of the titles from my God of War 1 guide. It was that length of time that I was unaware of this temporary file storage location. Like, I saw, like, one of the titles was like Muse key locations or something, and I remembered that from my God of War 1 guide. That was in 2012. And it's been building up for 3 years. 300 gigabytes worth of files. And it took like 5... There's some slapstick for you. But it took about 5 minutes to delete everything because Windows 10 is just so incredibly fast. There's some blueprints. Those are the nightclub blueprints if you're interested. Because what was happening was they took those blueprints to use for their assault on the nightclub. And there's the family photo, and I think that's it for the clues. But yeah, 300 gigabytes removed. I thought I was taking up all of the space with like my files and all my programs, and it was kind of my own files. It was those temporary files. It's just ridiculous, man. So this is one of the checkpoints that I remember struggling on hardcore. There is another one of those gas cylinders on the forklift. If it's not a forklift, you'll just have to excuse me. I'm very ignorant of not technology, but you know, real men stuff, because I'm a person that plays video games, and I'm not a real man, and I never will be, according to these old hosses that, you know, sit at the gas station at 5 a.m. drinking coffee with their other hoss friends. But you're gonna have a couple of guys throwing bombs, and if you see any explosions on the other side of those cargo containers, it's because they're trying to throw the bombs over, and they're just clipping against the see, I think that happened. They tried to throw it over, but it bounces back right at them, and it's very handy when that happens. So you will get a couple guys rushing you. And the guy in the blue shirt to the right, I didn't notice him until too late. but we're still alive. 9 painkillers strong, and we're just not going to be using those because you don't really need them. And I hope I eat those words later. And of course, if I can't do it, I'll just delete the guide. I really feel bad about deleting that God of War Ascension guide. Not only because some people were enjoying it, hell, some people were using it, but I made a lot of good videos. I had one where it was live commentary, and it was quite funny and entertaining, and it was just deleted and vanished and gone forever because I can't have things that are unfinished business, man. So this is one of the final checkpoints on land, and it's rough, but it's perfectly doable though. So you will get a sniper rifle. If you shoot dodge your way into the water, it will kind of put you back on. They'll put you back onto the pier, kind of like they do in Batman. However, if you go into the water when there's any enemies afoot, you'll go to this cutscene where the enemy just shoots you in the head while you're in the water. And then for this section here, save all your bullet time so that you can shoot these 3 guys. And there's going to be 3 ships, and if you shoot them all, it will either spin into the distance or it usually will explode. And that's the first area. I thought you had to do everything without a checkpoint, but you don't. And here's a nice sniper rifle for you to use, so I would advise falling back. And the thing about the boats that we just shot up is that if you choose to ignore them, it's very easy for them to hit you because there's just not well enough cover. So your patience will definitely favor any victory that you hope to foster here. And I would just say stay back as far as you can. And use that sniper rifle. So we're almost up to 4,000. By the time that this video releases, we'll be up to 4,000 subscribers. And I think one of the reasons why I had a little gentler time about getting some subscribers early on is because I did have that other channel from 2012. Well, most of 2012 before I got the copyright strike and had to migrate channels. But many people followed me over, so that was kind of a good thing. And it's not always that easy for everybody. I've tagged a couple of people on my boxed channels. One recently is a gentleman named Haddo, and if he's listening, leave a comment so you can follow him over to his channel and subscribe, because the guy, I didn't know he had so many videos. He's got some pretty good stuff on his channel. Very impressive stuff too. And he has a lot of videos, like I said, like 650 videos, and sadly less than 75 subscribers. And just where's the fucking justice in that, man? The proportion is disproportionate. It's ridiculous. So I would definitely, you know, you don't have to subscribe to anybody I mention on this channel, but I would implore you to at least feel out their channel and see if it's something that you might enjoy. And if it is, you know, give these people the support that they deserve, because that's criminal. There's no justice for that. Like, I'll give you a striking example. I saw somebody named JonTron who had 75 videos, and he's got like 2.5 or 3 million subscribers. So Haddo has 75 subscribers, but he has like 650 videos. So you can see how it can be completely swapped and just, you know, 75 videos and you have 250 million subs. I don't think you deserve that. I think, well, I don't want to say anything radical or anything. Maybe he does deserve it, but anyway, you saw the boat right there. Make sure you watch your surroundings over here. There's going to be one guy on the boat as well to the right, kind of hiding out, and we'll see him presently. But who else do I have on there? I have the Godfather Dictator, who's trying to do some new things with his channel. Trying to... I'm not really sure. I think something that I said resonated with him, and he's trying to be more communicative with his subscribers and seeing what they want a little bit more. I'm not really sure too much, but he's always got really good content and a lot steadier content too. But I can understand his wish to get the likes that he wants, because let's face it, it only takes a second or two to like the video, but even I sometimes forget to do it. But I come back to the videos usually and then do a like. Who else? And then I have the Seraphim 17 on there, who, let's see, what is his statistics right now? He's got almost 25,000 subscribers and 4,000 something videos. So, you know, everybody's doing different things, and a lot of you are here because of his assistance to me early on. And I remember the first comment he ever wrote on one of my videos. It was on, which one? It was on the Satyrs video on my God of War 1 guide. If you go through the archives, you'll see his comment on there, saying something like, I had, what did he say? You have 1 million views on one of your videos and less than 1,000 subscribers, you know, where's the justice in that, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, there's a lot of injustice on YouTube. That's the order of the day. But the guy, I felt really bad because the guy was watching and I hope enjoying my Resident Evil 4 guide. And I was really enjoying his as well, because his guide, if he didn't make his Resident Evil 4 guide, I never would have made my guide, because just the you know how people can kind of push you into doing something. Not that he pushed me to do anything, it was just, it was a really good guide, and I saw the value and merit in that game. And at one point I heard him refer to something called the Ditman glitch, and I was thinking to myself, what the hell is that? So I looked it up on YouTube, and this person who had the video was explaining it, and it wasn't the person who found the glitch, but it was somebody who was just trying to show what the glitch is. And basically it's a speedrunning tactic, or the way I use it is to move a little bit more quickly in the environment. And I demoed it in one area in chapter 5 just to showcase what it is, because I like to inform people about, you know, all aspects of the game. And just beware of these guys here. You want to prioritize the guys with the guns first, but you will have to shoot all 3 of them. But watch what happens here. This boat just keeps going in circles, because I don't think that the scripting here was working properly enough to accommodate this boat to crash. And there are some rocks in the distance for it to run into, and I'm glad it didn't crash anytime I was near this, because I don't know what I think I wanted to jump in the boat right there. But it will crash in a minute. Crash and burn. But the poor guy, Chris Seraphim17, if you guys are subscribed to him. It's just funny. It's funny because he was really enjoying the guide, and then when I started to use the Ditman glitch, his enjoyment tapered off to such an extent that he couldn't watch it anymore, but just rather listen to it in the background while he was going about his daily business. Wow, dyslexic all of a sudden. But like when he said that, I didn't feel guilty one bit, because I only used the Ditman glitch I think in just 2 places. One to demo it, and then later in one section on, what's that boss's name? Like the guy with the knife, that part, and also to just get from point A to point B on empty corridors. So I felt bad that his enjoyment was robbed, but I didn't feel bad whatsoever, because my integrity is always upheld on these videos, and if I'm not comfortable with something, it will just never get published, or something like I will just say that, you know, I'll just tell people that there might be something in the video that I think was kind of, you know, giving me an advantage. But well, what's an example of it? I don't know right now, but anyway, so the damage that you receive on this vessel here does carry over through these checkpoints, and if you die, it doesn't reset the damage bar. But I just wanted to mention that you know, the fact that his enjoyment was robbed made me feel bad. Because if I didn't care one way or another, you know, then my integrity might be circumspect. But on these guys here, you will definitely want to shoot those barrels here. And we're almost done with this chapter. However, you've got to go quite far here, and the way they moderate the gun is that it does overheat. You have some kind of a Gatling gun, and shooting that propane cylinder there, it does take a while to blow up, so you might want to prolong your bullet time a little bit and just use it all up, because you're not going to need much more of it. There we go. And then this is like the second to last checkpoint here. Shoot the cars. You could also, I didn't mention because I was talking on those tangents, you can shoot the boats as well, but just realize that if people are shooting at you, just shoot the people first. But just wanted to let you know that you can shoot any vehicle in this game and it will blow up. But there's a moment coming up next, or almost next. Where is it? No, we've got a bit more to do. This is kind of hard just because the enemies are so far in the distance here. Oh, yeah, we're almost going to be coming up. See what they've kidnapped Fabiana, and you could tell, if you didn't know, Passos' motivation for trying to rescue the sister of the one that he's in love with. I'm really enjoying this story, even though I've watched it several times. It gets you motivated. More motivation the better, I suppose. So we are coming up on that, one of the final checkpoints here, and you know, I do want to thank everybody for being a part of the channel. And this project is sort of a, like I said before, it's an elegy and it's also a celebration, and we'll keep making strides. You know, I'll do my part, you guys do your part, and it's always been a slow process. I can't say anything else about it really, except so we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.
place was crawling. How many guys they got?
How many poor kids want nice sneakers? It ain't hard to hire.
This is screwed. We're not coming this close to let her go.
I'm afraid this shit's gonna come down to more than